teeth.
Rise
Okay, well,
up.
come here.
Pull out the teeth.
Rise up for legal abortion.
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 Rise up for legal abortion. Free Guido. Free Guido. Free Guido. Free Guido. Smoke bomb.
This decision must not stand.
This decision must not stand.
Legal abortion on demand.
Legal abortion on demand.
This decision must not stand.
All right. So we are riseupforabortionrights.org. My name is Chantel. I am a national organizer with Rise Up for Abortion Rights, and we are outside the court here, DC Metro, where Guido, who has been very courageous here in Washington, D.C., has done an act of civil disobedience. He climbed the Frederick Douglass Bridge. Yes, he climbed it. He scaled it.
Yeah.
And he remained on that bridge for about 28 hours, shutting down traffic, shutting down Washington, D.C. with a message, calling on everyone that this is a stop everything moment, that this is a time where we have to find our courage.
Hey.
Because the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, in the most powerful country in the world,
Yes.
has taken away women's most fundamental right to abortion. And he climbed that bridge the day of the decision to call on people to flood the streets of D.C., to flood the streets wherever you are, in mass, nonviolent, civil resistance, to demand that we reinstate legal abortion nationwide now.
Guido! Free Guido!
Free Guido.
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Free Guido! Free Guido!
Just so you guys know, Guido is a 42-year-old father. And one of his quotes, he tweeted while he was on top of the bridge. This one.
Dad.
He was calling on dads. We need you in this fight. Where are you? He climbed that bridge not just for his daughter's future, but for the future of all girls in this country and all over the world.
All of us. Father, stand up. All of us.
He also tweeted, "It's time to stop the machine."
Yes.
The machine. This system. We need to stop business as usual. He shut down the D.C. bridge for hours
Guido!
to make a stand, saying that this is intolerable. We refuse to live in a society where women are slammed backwards, treated as incubators and breeders.
Stand for something, fall for anything. Yes.
He's calling on you to rise up for abortion rights.
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 For abortion rights, rise up.
For abortion rights, rise up.
And I'm going to have a few speakers come onto the mic. I will be reading a short statement later, but I want to invite some speakers up to the mic. Devonna, who has, now give it up for Devonna.
Go, Devonna!
She has also been part of rising up for abortion rights here in Washington, D.C., and she also bravely did an act of civil disobedience the other week, and I'm going to have her tell her story on why she did it and why you need to act with her.
So I handcuffed myself to the gate of the Supreme Court, and I gave a speech about how taking away our fundamental right to abortion is going to affect millions, not just here, but worldwide. Every other nation across the world looks to our country, looks to us and say, what are they doing? What are they taking away from their people that we can do too? Guido is actually who inspired me to join in the non-violent civil disobedience, to get attention to what is happening here, to get people out on the streets. When he got on top of that bridge and he called all dads across the nation, my dad answered that call. He went out to his first protest this weekend to stand up not only for me, not only for my mother, not only for my 4-year-old niece, but for every woman, trans folk, non-binary people who are going to be affected by this. And I'm so proud to call him my father, and I am proud to have been inspired by a man like Guido.
Woo!
So I'm calling on you the same way he called on all dads. Get your ass out on the streets. Stand up and fight back.
Get up! Fight back! Stand up!
This decision must not stand!
This decision must not stand!
Legal abortion on demand!
Legal abortion on demand!
This decision must not stand!
This decision must not stand!
Legal abortion across this land!
Legal abortion across this land!
Women's lives are in our hands!
Women's lives are in our hands!
Legal abortion on demand!
Legal abortion on demand!
All right, I'm going to introduce our next speaker. This is Paul Street on the editorial board of RefuseFascism.org. Give it up for Paul.
Go Paul!
You know, we're up against, can you hear me? Hold on.
No.
Right here. We're up against more than one religion in this country now, obviously with the Supreme Court and this horrible decision, which is a decision of forced motherhood, and it's a form of re-enslavement and bondage.
Yes.
Bondage, it's just almost freaking beyond belief, right? The decimation of a 50-year constitutional right. But so we've got the sort of Christian neo-fascist religion behind that, but there's also the religion that we see with the dominant, both of the dominant parties, the Democratic Party. I'm talking about the religion that says that the most important thing you can ever do for democracy and justice is to go in a little voting booth once every 4 years and make little marks next to the names of some mediocre candidates that have been selected for you in advance by the capitalist elite. No, we've done that. We voted. We have people here who vote. We are not against voting, but there comes a time. Where has it gotten us? We voted and voted and voted for the Democrats, and they have failed to pass anything to defend women against this Christian fascist offensive, and this is absolutely horrific. Mario Savio said it in 1965. There comes a time that you need to put your bodies on the gears of the machine and grind it to a halt and let the owners understand that the stench and the stink and the odium of this right-wing machine is too much to take, and that your patience has run out. We're not waiting till November. We're not waiting till the November 2 years after that. Guido had enough. Guido had enough. Power, the great American abolitionist Frederick Douglass once said, never concedes without a demand, never concedes without a fight. I want to mention Douglass because that was the name of the bridge that Guido climbed. He climbed Frederick Douglass freaking Bridge. Isn't that just extraordinary? for a kind of neo-abolitionism in the 21st century, and he's a hero. We've had a few people engage in direct civil disobedience, and it's just absolutely extraordinary. We are here to defend Guido, free Guido, free Guido, free Guido. This decision must not stand. Legal abortion across the land.
This abortion must not stand.
This decision must not stand. Legal abortion across the land. Guido did not do this just to be a hero. Guido did not do this just to be on TV. Guido did not do that for us to be here chanting for him. Guido did this for his daughter. I talked to Guido before he did it, and he said, I saw the conviction in her eyes, and I felt the pain at the type of future that these Christian fascist women haters are trying to create for her, and I existentially felt compelled to do something about it now, to fight against it now, to take it to the streets and the bridges and the public squares now. Right on. Power to Guido, power to the people.
Power to the people!
I want to read one more tweet. This was here, come on over here. This is from Guido from on top of the bridge. He said, I have a responsibility to those I love to step out, stand up, and defend their rights. And I just want people to think about that. In a time of such great necessity, such extreme times, We have to be courageous, and we have to act in ways that we've never acted before, and Guido is modeling that. And he said, if I can be on this bridge, you can get your ass in the streets.
Yes! Guido!
All right, and I'm going to invite Sam Goldman, who is the host of the Refuse Fascism podcast and member of RiseUpForAbortionRights.org, to read our statement on Guido's arrest.
So I'm going to read it. I'm going to riff on it a little bit. I'm so proud to be with others standing up in the rain and saying, "Free Guido!
Free Guido! Free Guido!
Legal abortion on demands across the land." So Rise Up for Abortion Rights is out here in support of Guido. He's a dad, for those who don't know, a dad who climbed Frederick Douglass Bridge. I mean, let's just reflect for a minute. He scaled a bridge. The morning of this decision, he knew that he needed to act, and he scaled a bridge. And this was not his first time, as some people spoke, taking a stand.
Hey!
Right? Shortly, before, he had chained himself, I think one of the journalists here was there recording it. Hey, Ford. Was there as he tied the chains, a bike lock, around his neck to the fence. And he did it to call on people to stop the Supreme Court. And he's not surrendering. He's not laying down in defeat. He's redoubling and doubling down on his determination to see this not stand.
Hallelujah! Yes! Right.
And so we are out here in support of Guido and his righteous call to act for abortion rights.
Yes.
Organizers with RiseUpForAbortionRights.org are rallying in support of Guido, the 42-year-old father of two who climbed the top of Frederick Douglass Bridge to protest the Supreme Court's overturning of abortion rights. As Chantel said earlier, he stayed atop the bridge for 28 hours, shutting it down.
Shut it down.
Drawing widespread media coverage, doing lives from doing a TikTok live from the top of the bridge. He is being held right now by DC Metro Police. He's awaiting arraignment today.
Free Guido!
That's right. He staged his nonviolent act of civil disruption as a direct challenge to the millions of fathers and other people across the country who support abortion rights. He called on them to shed their passivity and act and demand the federal government restore nationwide abortion, legal abortion now.
Yes. Restore rights!
In his many TikTok videos and tweets from atop the bridge, Guido urged people to find their courage and come into the streets for the love of women and girls and future generations.
Yes. Guido, we love you.
Sansara Taylor, co-initiator of Rise Up for Abortion Rights, notes that Frederick Douglass, the former slave and beloved freedom fighter, who the bridge Guido climbed is named after, insisted power concedes nothing without a demand.
Hey.
It never did, and it never will.
Yes.
Guido acted on that truth and challenged all of us to do the same. Not everyone can climb a bridge,
Not at all.
but everyone needs to get out of their comfort zone
Hallelujah.
and put it on the line in some way.
You do have power.
If all of us rise up
Rise up.
non-violently in sustained mass resistance and struggle, we can compel the federal government to restore legal abortion nationwide.
I demand.
Yeah.
Without apology.
That's right.
Now.
Legal abortion now is right. When considering what is at stake, Taylor added that forced motherhood is female enslavement.
Yes.
To fall silent now is to acquiesce to a growing pileup
No
of
more
shattered
slavery.
lives of women and girls. It is to acquiesce to the growing theocratic assault on contraception.
Yes.
LGBTQ rights,
Yes.
on the history and lives of Black people, and much more.
Yes. Power.
We must not allow that future. We must resist. We must beat it back. We must defeat it.
Fight back.
And so that's why Rise Up for Abortion Rights has been outside the Supreme Court immediately after the decision, calling on people to not let this illegitimate decision stand, to call on people to act now to demand that the federal government immediately restore nationwide legal abortion on demand. Free Guido, take a note from him, and get in the streets and act. Act like lives depend on it, because they most certainly do.
That's right.
Restore
legal abortion.
Yes, right.
That's right. I want to pass the mic to Vanessa. For those of you who have not yet seen the footage, Guido went up, he let off a green flare, and unraveled a beautiful green banner and wore a green bandana. And Vanessa's going to talk about what that green means and what this decision means to the people of the world.
Go, Vanessa.
Go, Vanessa.
My name is Vanessa. I'm part of the New York City chapters of RefuseFascism.org and RiseUpForAbortionRights.org. Guido, while he was shutting down the Frederick Douglass Bridge, unfurled a beautiful green banner, did green smoke, I believe. And the reason for the green is to be in solidarity with the women's rights movement of Latin America, known as La Marea Verde. So if you guys want some Spanish interviews, we got two people here who can do that for you as well. Again, my name is Vanessa, and the reason that we also took this up is because they shut in Latin America, especially my sisters in Colombia. I'm Colombian American. They manage not only in Colombia but Argentina. Now I guess it's Chile, Mexico, even Ireland. These are hardcore, very Catholic, very religious, very patriarchal, very machista countries. And they managed to overturn it by being in the streets all day, all night, making sure that business as usual, that commerce and government functions stopped working. Because if people's lives are on the line, then how are you going to function? How are you going to govern a people if the people are dying?
No one world order.
No one world order, that's right. Now, the reason I'm speaking up for my Colombian sisters and all my Latin American sisters is because Roe v. Wade, the overturning of Roe v. Wade has international consequences and repercussions. And in Colombia, they managed to recently decriminalize abortion so women can have more access to it, which was a major, major victory.
Wow!
Unfortunately, the day that Roe v. Wade got overturned into this country, Catholic groups and the Colombian legislature introduced bills to the Colombian parliament to dismantle the rights recently won. The minute this decision came down, it happened the day of.
We will not go back.
We will not go back. And so I stand here as a representative, not only as a citizen of the United States, but as a dual citizen of both America, the North America, and Colombia, but in solidarity to make sure that all human beings have access to basic reproductive freedom, because without this basic right, women and other humans cannot be free. And we will not go back to the days where our biology is used against us to trap us into sexist, misogynist, abusive, and restrictive forms of enslavement in order to be able to function in this society.
You gotta stop.
Thank you.
Vanessa, you're the truth.
Aborto legal ya.
Aborto legal, yeah.
Aborto legal, yeah.
Aborto legal, yeah.
Aborto legal, yeah.
Next, I'm going to bring up Michelle Chai, who is a leader in the Revolution Clubs and with Rise Up for Abortion Rights, who's going to speak to a recent development of solidarity from sisters in countries like Colombia, Argentina, and Mexico. Go ahead. Give it up for Michelle.
Go, Michelle.
and foremost, free Guido!
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
That brother is an inspiration to all people and what we need to be doing right now, putting something on the line, because women and young girls' lives and other people's lives are being foreclosed, their dreams shattered because of this fascist Supreme Court.
Yes.
And our sisters in Argentina and Latin America are recognizing this the minute that this decision came about. They were messaging Rise Up for Abortion Rights, and they were sending their messages of solidarity, of love, of strength. And today in Argentina, this afternoon, the women of Argentina had called for women to take to the U.S. Embassy and do a pañuelazo. And for people who don't know what that means, raising the green bandana like they did in these beautiful images when they took to the streets and they won the right to abortion. They held up their green bandana all together. That is the action that they are planning to do today in Argentina in solidarity with women here, because they are recognizing that that is not just a problem for American women, but a problem for women all over the world, as Vanessa just spoke, to the reality of this Christian fascist theocrat inspiring other Christian fascists all over the world to reverse these rights that women have won, have sacrificed for, have fought for, and won.
We will not go back.
We will not go back.
That's right.
We'll go back.
We will not go back.
We will not go back.
We ain't going back, y'all.
This decision must not stand.
This decision must not stand.
Legal abortion on demand.
Legal abortion on demand.
Make that statement, baby. Stand up for you, mommies.
My name is Amir. I come to Payne Elementary School in Washington, D.C.
You got this. You got this.
We're proud of you. You got this. Women need to have their rights.
Women need to have their rights.
That's right.
Civil rights for all.
Free Guido.
Free Guido. Free Guido.
Free Guido. I'm so proud of you. Good job. Anything else? Mommy, I love you.
Mommy, I love you.
All right, we wanted to do a photo op. We're going to get our green bandanas up in the air and do an homage. Guido did release some green smoke. Women in Argentina and Colombia and Mexico have used this to poetically display their determination for legal abortion. And here in front of this court, we're going to stand with Guido and do what he did on top of that bridge.
Free Guido. Free Guido. Free Guido.
To call everyone on the sidelines who are passively at home, angry, scared, fearful of their future, to turn that fear into courage, determined struggle into these streets. Join us. Take up the green bandana. Follow the lead of women in Latin America and get in the streets.
I'm so proud of my son. Yeah. Put your bananas up. A DC, put your banners up. A Guido, he put the banners up. Everybody come and put your banners up. I love you so much, Amir.
If you're scared, y'all, we're all scared.
I'm
do
not
it anyway
scared.
because your life depends on
I
it.
ain't scared. You scared, go to church.
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Legal!
Legal!
Nationwide!
Nationwide!
Abortion!
Abortion!
On demand!
On demand!
Legal!
Legal!
Nationwide!
Nationwide!
Abortion!
Abortion!
On demand!
On demand!
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Free Guido!
Rise up!
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 Legal!
Legal!
Nationwide.
Abortion.
Abortion.
On demand.
On demand.
On demand.
On demand.
Free Guido.
Free Guido.
Free Guido.
Free Guido.
Free Guido.
Free Guido.
We love you, Guido.
Aborto legal ya. Aborto legal ya. Aborto legal ya. Aborto legal ya.
Aborto legal ya. Aborto legal ya.
On 1, 2, 3.
Aborto legal, yeah.
Aborto legal ya.
Put this on the bottom.
We're still working on our Spanish, but it's okay.
We'll get
Free
it.
Guido.
Okay.
Free Guido.
Savannah?
No idea.
So
That's why I asked you to go over.
Rise up for legal abortion.
Rise up for legal abortion.
Rise up
It
for
won't be-
legal
it won't be
abortion.
Rise up for legal abortion.
Countdown.
Yeah.
Legal abortion.
Someone do a countdown.
2, 1.
Free Guido!
It broke.
Do it again.
It broke.
They trying to play with us. It's okay.
It's wet.
I think it's because it's wet.
Seriously?
No, man. Que bandana.
Seriously?
The devil is a liar.
Make sure you're pointing it up.
I know that's what I'm trying to do, but I can't
It's a
grab it because it's
Rise up for legal abortion.
Seriously?
Oh, they trying to play with us. It's okay, Guido. We're going to get the smoke out. One way or another.
for legal abortion!
Rise up for legal abortion.
Rise up for legal abortion!
Rise up for legal abortion.
Free Guido now!
Free Guido now.
Free Guido now!
Free Guido now.
trying to shoot up,
Free
not at
Guido
people.
now!
Free Guido now.
Rise up for legal abortion!
Rise up for legal abortion.
Rise up
There
for
we
legal
go.
abortion!
Pull it with your teeth.
Rise
Okay,
up.
well, come here.
Pull it with your teeth.
Ouch.
Rise up for legal abortion.
Rise up for legal abortion!
Rise up for legal abortion.
Rise up for legal abortion!
Free Guido.
Abortion.
Free Guido. Free Guido.
Free Guido. Free Guido.
Smoke bomb.
This decision must not stand!
This decision must not stand.
Legal abortion on demand!
Legal abortion on demand.
This decision must not stand!
This decision must not stand.
Legal abortion across this land!
Legal abortion across this land.
This decision must not stand!
This decision must not stand.
Legal abortion on demand!
Legal abortion on demand.
Women's lives are in our hands!
Women's lives are in our hands.
Legal abortion across this land!
Legal abortion across this land.
Free Guido!
Free Guido.
Free Guido!
Free Guido.
Free Guido!
Free Guido.
Free Guido!
Free Guido. Free the guy.
Okay.
We're good.
Whoa.
Lives are in our hands!
Women's lives are in our hands.
Legal abortion on demand!
Legal abortion on demand.
Women's lives are in our hands!
Women's lives are in our hands.
Legal abortion on demand!
Legal abortion on demand.
Hands off Guido!
Hands off Guido.
Hands off Guido!
Hands off Guido.
Rise up for legal abortion!
Rise up for legal abortion.
Rise up for legal abortion!
Rise up for legal abortion.
Rise up for legal abortion!
Rise up for legal abortion.
Woo!
Free my guy.
We won't be stopped.
We won't
I
be
will get my
stopped.
civil rights back.
We're half the human race. We're in every
Slavery
home. You
ends
can't
here.
stop us all.
So now we're gonna have some people remain here for jail support. Make sure when Guido comes out that there is that we're here and that he's ready to make a statement. Hopefully when he is released, if he is released. It's in someone's checking on that.
Yeah.
Okay, someone's checking on that right now. Oh, do you want to take questions?
Yeah.
Thank you, Vanessa.
We don't know. We were unable to get exactly when his arraignment would precisely be. The last thing I got is that some of our friends are going to the room to see that to find out what's the update. However, once you're in there, you can't have your phones. So it's hard to get updates without them coming out, so we won't have anything in real time. As soon as we know something, we will put it on our social media. That's Rise for Abortion on Twitter. And we'll let people know.